Everybody knows that nuclear weapons are the most devastating and cataclysmic weapons mankind ever crafted. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, everybody blames Iran for its nuclear program. Well, actually, the most dangerous thing this old man got is his cancerous prostate and some lame Scud missiles that are only good for tackling some US bases. The real thing, actually, is the Israeli nuclear program. And the reason why I'm saying program, not system, is because the Israelis are still making nukes till this moment. But first off, is there really any such a thing in first place? Well, you got Abraham Katzer, Moshe Dayan, Ehud Olmert, and Shimon Peres acknowledging that.
אפשרויות שכדאי יהיה שנכין להפגנה.
And if you think they're lying, just to scare off their enemies, well, you got the Vela incident. In 1979, the US satellites recorded nuclear tests in the Atlantic Ocean. CIA agents confirmed it's Israeli. And if that's still not decisive enough, well, in 1986, Mordecai Vanunu, an Israeli guy who worked in the Israeli diamond reactor, he suddenly got fed up with how the Ashkenazi, or the European Jews, treat the Mizrahi, the Middle Eastern Jews like himself. So he decided to leave Israel and expose their deadly secret. He took pictures of the reactor and fled to Britain, and he showed the Sunday News, biggest British newspaper. They didn't believe him at first, so they brought in Frankie Brami and Theodore Taylor, nuclear experts, who confirmed the validity of the pictures and added that Israel had at least 150 nuclear warheads. So we got 4 Israeli major statements, a cluster of US satellites, and an Israeli nuclear worker telling you in the face, yes, Israel can wipe you off the earth. And they don't just have the nukes. They also have the base delivery systems to make sure the gift is delivered. By air they have the F-15 Eagles and the F-16s. By sea, the Dolphin submarine, and by land, the Jericho 3 system that is capable of launching missiles up to 5,000 kilometers, which means they actually threaten literally half of the globe, forming what experts call the nuclear triad. But don't worry, we can just preemptively attack their nukes. They always do that in the movies. Well, unfortunately, Israel posts the most ridiculously accurate surface-to-air missile systems in the world to fend off any such attacks. And even if somehow someone managed to get through this impeccable curtain, the Israeli submarines are submerged too deep in the ocean for anyone to know where they are. Ironically, though, they asked Egypt to sign a non-proliferative nuclear treaty in 2013. The Egyptians were brave enough to leave the talks in rain.
Something has got to be done about this. There is absolutely no need for Israel to develop enough weapons to destroy the Middle East several times over in the name of security. You can't be achieving security at the expense of world peace.
And when you ask the Israelis about their own nuclear program, they don't deny or confirm. The Jews do are into playing it clever. They follow the open secret strategy, which is about letting my enemies know that I have nukes so I to scare the shit out of them, but never actually admit having them, avoiding the international pressure of being a nuclear power.
How many nuclear weapons does Iran have as of today?
Right now, I hope none.
Okay, how many does Israel have?
No idea.
No idea? You were in the government. They don't tell you that stuff.
No idea.
Who do they tell?
No idea. I'm telling you, I never discussed it. But it's irrelevant.
It's anywhere between 80 and 400.
So what?
So what?
Yeah, so what?
Let me read it to you. The UN Security Council in 1981 says, calls upon Israel urgently to place its nuclear facilities under the safeguards of the IAEA. Why haven't you done that?
Because tell you all why. Because we want to live and survive. This is the only reason. Live and survive.
Some Israeli officers say Israeli nukes are merely for the Samson option. Samson is a biblical figure who was captured by his enemies, the Philistines. So he pushed away the temple pillars and died with his enemies, meaning that Israel would only use its nukes should it be overwhelmed by invading enemies. But if so, then why? Why the endless production of nukes? Why the everlasting development of delivery systems that can hit anywhere on Earth? The Israelis are up to an apocalypse, as they've always been. And if nobody does anything about this soon, we're all going to be regretting this forever.
Boom, top them a crease man, top them a